playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. Twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. Here's Coleman now to return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Time with Michael Carter. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Charles, what a rookie season he had catching the football, over 1,000 yards on the year, and he comes through there with a nice grab.
And we've seen wide receivers in recent years come in and have big years right away. And you think about Justin Jefferson in 2020, 1,400 yards and
fighting through. He's got space. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
That's going to be a good matchup for him. Using him out of the backfield, turn those linebackers. Hey, you're not only going to have to try and run with him, but you're going to have to try and tackle him in the open field.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Now it's Wilson. That's going to be caught by Carter. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Jets will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Matt Amendola now for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Jamal Agnew now to return it. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Here's a give to Etienne. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference. Played it cool, took the reserve down, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's the exact right way to do it.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And they'll get to this and down it inside the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice and it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room and pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Miles Jack there to make the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Double time, double time. We got 3, fellas, we got 3. Mike, 4. Hey, I'm coming. Mike,
They go play action now. Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. So a great throw right there, and what a regular season this rookie had, piloting this offense, guiding them to a division title, and they get the home date here in round 1 of the playoffs. But Charles, how do you think they'll play it here? Will they run the same kind of wide-open offense they've run all season, or do you think that they'll try and take some pressure off of the young fella?
Oh, I think they're going high, wide, and handsome in this one. I think it's all out, just as they've been doing all year long, because I think if you try and pull it back now a little bit, you're telling that young man you don't have quite as much confidence in him as you've professed. So go ahead and continue to run your offense. Do the things that got you here. As so many defensive coaches have told you and me, all gas, no brakes. Let it rip.
7 yards, the pickup there.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 42-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Carter. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
And the Jets, 1st down. That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Jets 6, Jaguars nothing.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. A give, Carter running right. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Tyson Campbell up to make the stop.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. Open man is Denzel Mims.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
1st and 10.
Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. It's caught by Hooper. Oh, boy, you ain't got no feet. The right end. Touchdown, New York. Austin Hooper, 41 yards. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. This time, the extra point. It stands at 13. Now is the kickoff unit as they run
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. Complete to Hakeem Butler. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down, and then some.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. Flushed out right. Takes it down to the 10-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Back to the ground with Etienne.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are back within a score. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And the lead will shrink to 6.
After the touchdown, Cook now to keep this one away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet field drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Play action. It's Wilson. And that is caught. It's Davis. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl. The tuck roll,
didn't you? Yeah, I think that's one people remember. I also know this in Miami.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Austin Hooper with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point. It's a turn. The lead now stands at 13. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. To return, here's Agnew.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with them down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he's going to be taken down here. The penalty flag on the field.
They go play action with Lawrence.
Throw left side complete. That's Butler. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
On first down, Lawrence.
Throw left side, going to be caught by Butler. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
They go play action now. Lawrence.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Always so many storylines when you're playing January football. And, Charles, you talk about this offense, their head coach, it's his first time in charge in the playoffs. And I think you and I were both kind of surprised by his demeanor and specifically his comments and his confidence at the press conference where he really all but guaranteed a victory.
Yeah, I was a little bit taken aback because you don't normally see that. And on one hand, it's like, all right, cool. He feels great about his team. But on the other hand, I think it's in his best interest to do that. How many playoff games has he won again, Brandon?
None.
So there's your answer right there. I guess what he was trying to do was fire up his team, but he has to make sure he doesn't fire up the other guys because there have been a lot of coaches who've made guarantees that are no longer coaching in this league.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark as time expires in the first half. And the Jaguars get a late touchdown here on the final play of the first half. Point right down the middle. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we're at halftime of this AFC Wild Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this.
Being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. To return, here's Agnew.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity. adversity at halftime, to be honest, but now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down.
Play action. It's Lawrence. And that's caught by his tight end, Dalton Keene.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Another toe for Etienne.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
On play action, Lawrence.
And that is incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And with the snow here, maybe asking too much of the kicker to try a field goal. So instead, offense on the field, they'll go for it on 4th down.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to 4th down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
Lawrence giving to Etienne here on the option.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Now Lawrence to throw.
This is caught. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, good job, brother. Good job.
James Robinson from 6 yards away. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from taking the lead. Point after, up and good. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
43-yard line.
Coming to you. Come on.
They go play action with Wilson. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he's brought down after a very nice game. I love that play, because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. 52 is the mic.
Now it's Wilson. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
That's caught right side by Mims.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 30-yard line.
Here we go. 50. Hey.
On 2nd down now, it's Carter. And some room to work. Fighting his way through contact. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
A nice run right there. And we talk this time of year about certain teams, certain players who don't have a lot of postseason history to speak of it. Here's a man right here in his rookie season in the NFL, and he's being asked to carry the load at running back for this offense.
And he has acquitted himself nicely here in his rookie year. And look, I think we both believe that the burden is a little lighter on backs and receivers than it is on quarterbacks in the playoffs. But that's not to say this is going to be easy. As fast as the NFL game is in the regular season, it's like warp speed when you turn pressure up in the postseason. So let's see how he handles things early.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10.
Now Wilson.
They'll get this to Coleman.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
They're running it. Safe. Check it backer. 61. Matchbox. Light.
Out of the gun, they run with Carter.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A gain of 2, just like we saw on 1st and 2nd down as well. Deuce is wild.
It's 4th down.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for a 4th quarter lead.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And with that, they are ahead by 2 here in the 4th.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
They had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. Throw left side, caught by Butler. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play there on the catch and run.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
And first down carry here for Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. And behind the chain, 2nd and 13. Now Lawrence. And that's caught left side by the tight end Keene. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Lawrence will throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown! Hakeem Butler, an 11-yard touchdown. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 5. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Here's Coleman now to return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
They picked up a lot of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run and play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's Wilson. It's caught by Hooper. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run on first down. Carter. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 48 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And remember, field goal does him no good in this situation.
You got to think they should be taking some shots for the end zone soon. Wilson to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the third.
People watching this one right here gave up because that score, they might want to try to rush back into this stadium.
What looks like is going to be the game-deciding score. Although, a little time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Now Wilson. And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Back to throw. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark.
Ball tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off down at the 2.
And the Jets have just about sewn up this football game.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take the knee.